Whiskey Bravo number 8 for Romeo India Mike. The handle is Lee, Lima Echo Echo Lee, on an FTDX-10, a brand new one, over.
Roger, roger on that FTDX-10. Let me make that note. And what's your location, Lee?
And what's your location, Lee? Bloomingdale, Ohio. Bloomingdale, Ohio, which is about 20 miles west of Steubenville, Ohio, over.
Roger, roger, Lee. Well, why don't you give me about 10 or 15 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger. Okay, your antenna over here. I'm on a double extender. My antenna system, right now I'm on a double extended zip for 40, and I have a LDG RT100 at the bottom of it, so I can go 160 through 6 meters. I also have a hand-fed half wave for my antennas, 80 through 10. And I also have up a cobweb antenna I just put up about a month and a half ago. So they all work really good, over.
Roger, roger, and I guess you have a rotary switch to control all those?
Roger, roger, and I guess you have a rotary switch to control all those? Yeah, I have a Heathkit rotary switch, and then I have a Daiwa 2-position coaxial switch that I switch between the end-fed half-weight or the cobweb antenna and the double extended zip. So I'm only using one control box for both LDG tuners, over.
Roger that. Well, you know, options, the name of the game, the more options you have, the better things are, you know?
The more options you have, the better things are, you know? Yeah. I also changed the coax. I went to, I can't think of the name. It's Orion wired cable. Now, I think it was Davis RF. And changed everything to RG8X low loss, over.
Roger. I think I have the original RG8. I went to a Hamfest in Indianapolis one time, and this amateur group was selling coax that had been used in their repeater operation, and I think it was like $10 100 foot. So I bought about $50 worth, and boy, that was the best deal I ever got. $50
worth, and boy, that was the best deal I ever got. Oh yeah, I was going to do an experiment, Jim. I have a 1,000-foot roll of RG6 satellite cable, and I have the SO239 to F connector adapters. And I was running the cable loss on the coax calculator on the internet, and even with the 1.5 to 1 SWR, the RG6 showed a better loss, not as much as RG8. I didn't do it, but it's there if I want to, over.
Yes, sir. Well, that RG, was it RG6?
Yes, sir. Well, that RG, was it RG6? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's good for just under a kilowatt. You get too much over a kilowatt, and you're going to have some spaghetti there. But under a kilowatt sideband, it does all right. I think I was running some of that fairly well until I stayed too long at the tune-up point. And it did. Some of it did turn to spaghetti, Roger.
It did. Some of it did turn to spaghetti, Roger. Oh yeah. Well, I'm not capable of anything more than 100 watts right now, so maybe next year I'll have me a Mercury 3 and the automatic antenna tuner. But I just got this rig here, so I can't spend no more. Over.
Roger. Now, I used RG6 a lot. I did antenna building for UHF, VHF, and I used RG6, and it was just beautiful. But I had control over my SWR, as far as adjusting the SWR, so I didn't have to worry about that. So I don't know if it really, point to point without any correction. I don't know how it went, but I do know as the way I used it, it just worked beautifully, very low loss.
It just worked beautifully, very low loss. I should have used it instead of buying a roll of RG8X, but I thought about it. I'm thinking everything here, the antenna tuner and stuff, is 50 ohms, and I didn't want to take a chance of messing things up, so that's why I went with the RG8X. But maybe if I ever change this out in another 10 or 15 years, I'll put the RG6 up. I am using a Shure 444D with this rig. Does it sound okay? Over?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good. Your audio curve is most excellent. Your audio level is most excellent. So I think you'll enjoy your recording, Roger.
It's most excellent. So I think you'll enjoy your recording, Roger. Okay. There's no processing on. What I did, I went to the internet and looked at N4HNH. His video on the FTDX-10 setting up the audio, and I used his settings and just a couple little tweaks. Over.
Roger, Roger. Well, you know, it could use a little more top end, but it's beautiful the way it is, Roger. It's very intelligible, no problem there at all.
The way it is, Roger. It's very intelligible, no problem there at all. Okay, I mean, I got the bandwidth, the lower end at 300 and the higher end at 2600 on the regular mic, and if I turn the processor on, the low end is 300 and the high end is 2400. So that's what he had in his, so that's what I put in mine. But I can change it. I can go to 2800. Over.
Roger. Well, we suggest 100 to 2900. 100 to 2900, and that gives you just a slice of daylight to keep from disturbing somebody else's conversation. So ideally 100 to 2900 as far as the transmit bandwidth, Roger?
2900 as far as the transmit bandwidth, Roger. Okay, there's 100 to 2900. Does that do anything? Over?
Yes, sir. That helps your top end a great deal. You're much more clear now in the upper treble areas, Roger.
In the upper treble areas, Roger. Okay, I'll leave it there for a while, and I'm running the ALC level about between 3/4 and full scale. That's where he said to run it. I got my mic gain set at 10. I mean, it's a real sensitive microphone. If I go more than that, I'm driving it clear over overdrive. So 10 is the mic level. Over.
Roger. Now, do you have an external volume for that microphone, or is that a fixed level microphone coming in at a 10?
The fixed level microphone coming in at a 10. It's fixed level. It's a dual impedance on the high impedance end, I think, right now, but it's fixed. Over.
Yeah, well, I'd run it just like that. 10's a little hot. You know, when you get down to 10 and 5s and areas like that, you stand a chance of overloading that front-end preamp on the transmitter, Roger.
Stand a chance of overloading that front-end preamp on the transmitter, Roger. Okay, I mean, I can back my mic gain down a little bit. Right now, 10. Okay, and there's 8. It's only driving at about half scale. Over.
Roger, but see, the problem, the thing is that level comes right to your preamp, and then that volume control that you're adjusting is after the preamp. So, you know, the distortion would happen in that first stage of the audio. That's why it's good to ideally have that mic input level at about a 5, medium gain on your audio input, and then make everything coming into that match that 5 on your ALC for mid-scale, and then you know you're well out of distortion, Roger.
And then you know you're well out of distortion, Roger. Okay, I guess I can build something and do that. I'm talking away from the mic now. I'm about 6 inches away and not really hitting it too hard. Does that change anything? Over.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And what's your mic level?
Sounds good. Sounds good. And what's your mic level? Mic level is 10. Over.
Yeah, you'd probably be okay at 10, but if you get much below 10, you could be headed for distortion. Probably would be a good idea if you're familiar with resistor bridges and all that stuff. Is that an electret microphone or dynamic?
Resistor bridges and all that stuff. Is that an electret microphone or dynamic? It's a dynamic mic, over.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, a simple H resistive pad could bring it down there to about a 4 or 5 on your mic input level, and that would be would ensure that you're well within range without having to worry about overdriving that first part of the preamp.
That first part of the preamp. Okay, I have a book that's got all that stuff in it, and you can change the different resistors for different dB levels. I'll have to check it out. I'll make one more test with you, and then I'll get out of here and let you pick somebody else up. I'm going to turn the processor on and see what that does.
W7ELS, radio check.
Station was not sure.
Not sure.
Was that the party I was talking to that wants a radio check?
Was that the party I was talking to that wants a radio check? Yeah, is that a copy on me, over?
Yes, who is that wants a copy?
Yes, who is that wants a copy?
This is Eric, Whiskey 7, Echo Lima Sierra.
Roger, Eric, we're just wrapping up here on the net. I'm actually 10 minutes over, but Lee wanted to check out something on his compressor, so we're just hanging in right now for him, Roger.
We're just hanging in right now for him, Roger.
Yes, I apologize. I just want to break in so you guys just got this stuff hooked up, and want to see if I could make a few contacts anyway. 73, yeah. Sounding good. This ain't West Kentucky.
Roger, sound pretty good right now. I could maybe look around a little bit, and you would be probably better, but I'm copying you now on my Georgia SDR, and you're sounding about 8 over, Roger.
My Georgia SDR, and you're sounding about 8 over, Roger.
Yeah, copy that. Okay, guys, I'll let y'all get back at it. Maybe 7 ELS, I'll be clear.
Roger. So that way your last time was about a 10 over.
Figured out how to turn the thing on, and the processor is on number 3. Does that do anything?
Come back and tell me about your antenna system.
I'm on a double extended ZEP for 40 meters right now. I have my antenna is end-fed half-wave, and also have a cobweb antenna, over.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's fine. There's no pumping. I hear nothing, that is a 3 that you're running, Roger?
I hear nothing, that is the 3 that you're running, Roger? Yes, but the cutoff is at 2600 on the high end, over.
Oh, really? You can't, you can't adjust your transmit bandwidth manually?
Adjust your transmit bandwidth manually? Yes, I can. I'm going to that right now. The PP, here we are, 20. Okay. There's 2800. There's 2800, over.
Can you go to 29?
Can you go to 29? There's 2900, over.
Well, there you go. And what's your bottom, 100?
Oh, there you go. And what's your bottom, 100? The bottom is, let me get down, it's 300, over.
Okay, go ahead and take that down to 100, and let me hear what it sounds like.
Okay, go ahead and take that down to 100, and let me hear what it sounds like. Okay, there is 100 for the bottom end. 100 and 2900, over.
Boy, that sounds really nice, Roger.
Okay, well, I'll lock her down there. I did write down all the original settings, and I'm going to note in what I have it now, and we'll keep it like that until I get a different microphone. Like I say, this is an old Shure 444D from back in the 70s, but it works pretty good. I kind of like the looks of it. Over.
Roger, roger. Well, I would keep that 100 to 2900 and solve any problems by your manual EQ or your EQ pad, Roger.
Manual EQ or your EQ pad, Roger.
Okay, well, I'll lock her down here, and that's where we'll sit. So with that, I'll say 73. Thank you very much for the help. I'll turn it back to you to pick somebody else up, and happy Thanksgiving. Over.
Roger, roger. Well, we're going to head for the shed here. We're about 15 minutes past our net time, but good to talk at you. If you want to hear your audio and hear our experiments, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3200, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
It's a 3200, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Okay, I got all that down, and thank you very much.
Roger, Roger Lee, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Qso-Vlog, KC9VKV Qso-Vlog for Friday, and if you've participated and wanted to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and again, we will have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. So with all that being said, we got to get out of here and return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV Clear.